Hey everyone, welcome back. Willy Morgan and the Curse of Bonetown. Now, I think this is the episode in which we will start snooping around town. It's going to be significantly larger than the other episodes. Let's talk to the innkeeper and inquire about the library.
Is the public library still there?
Sure, boy. It's one of the crown jewels of Bonetown. At least it is according to what Margaret, our librarian, tells us. I'm simply reporting what's said because I personally never go to such places.
Strange, I would have bet the opposite. Could you tell me where it is?
Turn left at the main square, just outside the door. Boy, if you don't want to get lost, use this. It's an old Bonetown postcard, but it was used as a tourist map during the golden years. It could be of use to orient yourself and move around Bonetown.
Thank you.
Are you interested in something in particular?
Just to reminisce a little bit. My father used to take me there all the time. Thanks, and good.
So we've got the map. You see it acts as a fast travel option. We only have one location discovered anyway. Now I don't know if you would have gotten the map without talking to the innkeeper.
I don't know if I'll want to avail myself of this service again tonight.
But I'm pretty sure you will get it somehow anyway.
There you go. Now I can leave.
Now the library is to the left, the innkeeper said. Let's go inside. And this is a part of the game in which we will understand what's really going on and what do we have to do.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
What happened to Bonetown in the last few years?
The city has always held more allure at the expense of the small villages, and Bonetown is no exception. All the young people left when they had the chance, leaving the town in its current sorry state. It seems you know our town well, although you're so young. Can I ask your name?
Of course. I'm Willy Morgan.
I'm Margaret. Margaret Teach. But for those who attend the library, I'm just Margaret. Once there was a Morgan here in Bonetown too. Then he left, seeking fortune, and he became famous. But he never stopped coming back to visit Bonetown. I don't think you know him.
You mean Henry Morgan by any chance?
You surprise me, and that doesn't happen often.
The point is, I know him very well. Henry was my father.
I'm sorry, kid, I didn't know.
Don't worry, it's been a while.
10 years ago, right?
How do you know that?
Kid, I'm the librarian. I basically remember everything that is put on paper, and Henry used to come to our library a lot.
Do you know anything about his disappearance?
Unfortunately, only what I've read about. One night he was here in Bonetown. The morning after, it's like he vanished into thin air. Not a clue, not a trace. No letters or anything that could have guided the search parties to a solution.
Do you know what he was working on in his final research?
I don't know. He always read a lot, basically all the tomes you can find in here. And sometimes at his request, I had to order books from other cities as well.
Do you know if he had enemies, maybe?
Henry? Let's be serious. I think there were very few men as affable as him.
Thanks for the information.
Don't mention it. If I can be of any more help, just ask.
I need to consult one of your tomes.
It's always a pleasure when someone wants to benefit from the services offered by our library. What are you looking for?
And this is the book our father mentioned.
Properties of Concrete.
Oh, what a surprise! It's not among the more popular in Bonetown. I guess this is the second consultation in more than 10 years.
Doesn't it get the attention it deserves?
Here in Bonetown, people don't read a lot, especially a book like that. I could never have managed to face it either.
Where can I find it?
I guess it's somewhere on the upper floor. You should recognize it easily.
Thank you. Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a specific book, you can ask me, Ms. Teach, or just Margaret.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
So let's go upstairs. Let's check out the crate.
It seems to be a very old crate.
Try to open it.
This lock is peculiar, to say the least. I'm pretty sure that I'd need a special key if I wanted to open it.
And this is a book we're looking for.
It's the famous book Properties of Concrete, the last book read by my father. It's stuck under the huge number of books on the desk. I must find a way to free it. On this desk, there are books of every kind. How? Should I remove everything on top of it? There's no time. And above all, I wouldn't know where to put all these books.
Well, let's go downstairs. We can't take the book yet. Let's talk to her about the crate.
What's that old crate upstairs?
It belonged to Charles Teach, a great-great-grandfather of mine. Many years ago, we opened it with the help of a locksmith, but it was empty. Then the key got lost again, and nobody has any interest in it anymore. Maybe the locksmith has a copy of it somewhere. I never feel like throwing it away. It's still a family heirloom after all.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thank you for visiting the Bonetown Library. If you need a
Thanks.
So let's leave for now. Let's go downstairs to the museum, and we have a jack.
I don't know how, but I hope it might come in handy.
And back to the library. We will use it to free the book.
Let's try. It worked! Check out what we have here. Let's see what it is. It's another letter from my father. It's dated July 22nd, 2008, earlier than the other one. There's also a piece of paper that seems more ancient, but I can't figure out what it is. Better take a look right now. If Dad did all this so that I'd find it, there must be something important.
So I hope it's you, Willy, who's reading this letter, otherwise all my efforts will have been in vain. My latest research confirmed that Captain Kidd and his crew found a huge treasure. I don't know where they hid it, but they drew a map, which was divided between the members of the crew. Before his execution, Kidd had his piece of the map in the cell. I managed to find it still intact. This means that the map was never put back together and that the treasure still lays somewhere forgotten. You will find the piece of the map together with his letter. It is, of course, unusable without the other pieces. From my research, it seems the rest of the crew took refuge in Bonetown, awaiting the return of their captain. After years spent looking in every book of the time, I finally discovered the list of the crew. Find the missing pieces and reach the treasure before someone else does. I can't say anything else. Time is short. I feel I'm being tracked. I don't know if we will ever meet again. Love, yours, Dad Henry. So this is a list of the crew members who had pieces of the map. So one of them is Charles Teach.
Now I understand what the piece of paper was that I found with the letter. Dad always performed great feats, but I never imagined he was looking for Kidd's treasure. It has always been said that it was basically a legend. I don't remember the complete story exactly, but maybe the librarian can help me. And I have a list of names. Better start asking information of the townsfolk, without attracting too much attention. I don't need my father's old library card anymore. Even if someone found it, it would be useless. I have the letter and the piece of map belonging to my dad.
So basically what we have to do is find the other pieces of the map. Let's talk to the librarian. So, she's Margaret Teach.
Am I wrong, or did you tell me your name is Margaret Teach?
That's correct.
Do you know a man named Charles Teach?
Your question surprises me. How do you know my great-great-grandfather?
I'm doing some research on the genealogy of Bonetown, and I stumbled upon the Teach family.
Yes, it's been several generations now since the Teaches settled in Bonetown.
What can you tell me about Charles Teach in particular?
He was the one who brought the name Teach here to Bonetown, but of his past, little is known. My great-grandma told me that he was a former fisherman with a knack for books. This library is a donation he made to the city of Bonetown just before he died. After he arrived here in Bonetown, he devoted himself exclusively to reading, and many of these books were bought directly by him. He had so many of them that he basically founded the town library, which then became the family business for the following generations too.
And he didn't leave anything else apart from the books?
All he left is stored on the upper floor, but it's mostly junk. The real treasure was his books. There's also an old crate without a key, but it looks empty.
Do you by any chance know the story of Captain William Kidd?
Sure, it is mostly a legend. In the golden era of piracy, Kidd stood out for his endeavors, if you could call them that.
The endeavors of a pirate aren't exactly heroic most of the time.
Anyway, his ship, the Adventure Galley, was supposedly filled with treasures when it suddenly disappeared. A few years later, in 1701, Kidd was captured and executed, but his ship and the crew were never found.
What do you think happened?
What always happened at that time? Kidd and his crew squandered all the loot, and to cover their tracks, they sold or even burned the ship. After this story, Kidd became legendary.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for if you
Thanks.
So she has one piece of the map, which is in that crate. We're being followed by the innkeeper, as you can see.
Very strange. I have the feeling I'm being watched. Better be careful. You never know what can happen in Bonetown.
So let's go to the museum again. Take the book here.
There's something written. Free. Maybe it will come in handy.
Go ahead and take it. It will open both your heart and your mind. Some stickers to support Tom Raley's cause are included as well. We also need your help to make this artist known.
Thanks. Prisons, the story of Tom Raley. Now I know why this book is free. It seems more like a series of rambling stories instead of a serious biography. Maybe there's just one bit of plausible information. Here it says that Tom Raley's past is dark. He was repeatedly put in prison in Bonetown for being drunk and disorderly. The stickers are nice, but the book is useless to me.
So we got the stickers. Tom Raley.
I'd rather put this book back in its place. Probably someone else will find it more interesting.
So he was... We'll look at it. Tom Raley, he was another part of the crew. Let's look at the envelope.
There's something written on it. For the heirs of Tom Raley.
For the heirs. Let's try to take it.
What do you think you're doing? Have you seen what is written on the envelope? It's the property of Tom Raley's heirs.
But I'm one of his great-grandsons.
I'm a researcher, as well as a capable artist. Bring me concrete proof and you can have the envelope. Until then, the envelope will remain museum property.
So let's talk to him. So we need to prove that we are related to the guy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I do something for you? I am very busy and I'd hate to lose time.
Are you the museum janitor?
No. I'm the curator, as well as the only artist in Bonetown.
Remarkable. Busy doing what?
I don't think you'd understand. You don't look like you have an open mind like us artists.
Okay, I don't think it was that important anyway.
Not important. Are you kidding me? My research is, of vital importance for Bonetown and its history.
What kind of research?
I'm trying to clear the name of one of the most controversial figures of Bonetown.
Who are we talking about?
Tom Raley. He spent almost his whole life in here.
Was he a researcher too?
No. This was a prison once. They say that Raley, because of his alcohol problems, spent most of his sober time in here.
In every town there's a drunkard.
No. Tom wasn't a drunkard. His artistic life was very troubled. My research proved that.
Have you already done other research on Raley?
Yes. You can find everything about it in the book I wrote on Raley. You can take a copy if you like.
Already done. Very illuminating.
Really? What passage impressed you most?
Practically everything about Tom?
You're already calling Tom. I transmitted empathy, so I've done a good job with the book.
Just what I meant. How come you're so obsessed with Tom Raley?
It's not that I'm obsessed. Tom Raley was an artist, just like me. Some of the objects in here are his works. But, as with all misunderstood geniuses, he had a devil inside. Some people claim that, in the midst of a drunken stupor, he could produce his best works. But once he was sober, he destroyed those works because he deemed them not to have been done by him. And I, being a misunderstood genius myself, now want to clear his image.
If you say so. And how do you think you can do that?
I'm trying to recover all the works left by the master. And in the meantime, I'm tracing Raley's great-grandsons by delivering the only thing he left here in Bonetown.
Money?
An artist with money? I don't think that's possible.
His dignity?
No.
A toothbrush?
Don't joke about that. We artists are not interested in personal care.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm talking about that envelope.
What are the contents of the envelope?
I don't know. It's an official document classified by the police and kept here in the museum. It says for Raley's heirs. I can't open it. It would go against my artist code of ethics.
And probably against some laws as well.
Yes. I'm looking for Raley's heirs to deliver it. So I might know what happened to Raley once he left Bonetown, too.
Goodbye.
So, this is where the second piece of the map is. One-Eyed Jack.
One-Eyed Jack Restaurant. The name is catchy. The sign much less so. I don't know what's worse, the chicken wings used as bones at the sides of the skull, or the general state of the sign. Everything here is going to the dogs. I wonder what happened to the city. It wasn't always like this.
Let's go inside. And let's talk to the guy.
I glimpsed the menu outside the club. What's your specialty?
Chicken, kid. Delicious, free-range chicken.
Only chicken?
Absolutely, kid. Chicken is our main ingredient. Healthy, genuine, and it's not fattening, so you can eat as much as you want. We Bellamys have invented more than 100 recipes to serve it with.
A diverse menu, then. How's business going?
Money is not important to the Bellamys. Our forefather, Eddie Bellamy, left us a little nest egg to pursue our family mission.
And what would that be?
Find the chosen one.
What do you mean by chosen one?
The family legend says that Eddie Bellamy, progenitor of the Bellamys, learned every recipe on how to cook chicken. But his efforts in the kitchen seemed not to be appreciated by customers, who considered his recipes mere common chicken, bumpkins. So he created the only meal that was not chicken-based, the Bellamy cookie. The patrons seemed to be thrilled by the extraordinary innovation. But Eddie, given the indifference his cooking received before that, imposed one condition. Only the chosen one could taste the cookie from the Bellamy recipe. And since then, from generation to generation, the search has kept going.
Which cookie are we talking about?
The sacred cookie, contained in that glass case, built to keep its fragrance intact.
How long has it been in that case?
Since the day it was baked by Eddie Bellamy. And according to legend, it seems Eddie found a recipe for a pastry that could last for centuries without losing its fragrance.
Do you mean that in all these years, nobody was able to earn the right?
Absolutely not. That is the original cookie. Never has another one been baked.
How can you recognize the chosen one?
That'll be the only one who can pass the test.
What test?
The menu, kid. The menu. Only the worthy will listen to the entire menu without blinking an eye. And at that point, he'll have earned the cookie, along with honor and fame.
Very epic. Where does the test take place?
At the table. When you feel ready, take your seat, and we'll see if you might be the chosen one. But don't get your hopes up. We're extremely selective.
Thanks, and goodbye.
Thanks to you, and enjoy your stay in Bonetown.
So Bellamy was one of the crew members, and the cookie contains a piece of the
I
map.
see you want to prove yourself. When you're ready,
Let's try to take
call
the
me.
test.
I'll be right there.
See what's going on.
I feel ready.
Very well, I'm coming. Let's begin the test. We'll soon know if you're the chosen one or just another common person. Our menu includes mushroom chicken, algae chicken, egg chicken, spicy chicken, sweet corn chicken, pepper chicken, olive chicken, chicken and vinegar, blah blah, chicken, blah blah blah, free range, blah 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 blah, herb crusted, blah blah blah. Kid, hey kid, the test is over.
So obviously we did not pass the
You were
test.
different from the others. For now, you're not the chosen one.
And yet I was sure I'd be the one.
So let's go outside. The main square. And let's go to the right side. This is the town hall. Let's look at the stamps over here.
These are stamps of Bonetown. Better ask for permission. I'd risk looking like a thief.
Let's talk to Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. I'm sorry, do we know each other?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Uncle Steve?
Uncle Steve? There's only one child that called me that. It can't be. Willy. Is that really you?
Yes, Steve, it's really me, Willy Morgan.
Son, how are you? Sorry if I don't get up, but my back is killing me. Sitting here all day is bad for my health.
All good, Steve. Thank you.
Tell me, what brought you back to Bonetown? It's been years since the last time I saw you.
I've been missing Bonetown.
I can hardly believe it. Lately, nobody ever comes back to Bonetown.
For the anniversary of my dad's disappearance, it's been 10 years. I was thinking of swinging by the cemetery.
Already 10 years? Time seems to have stopped in Bonetown since then. I sought refuge in my job to forget. I don't see your mother. Does she know you're here?
I told her I was leaving. She's away on a business trip.
How is she? I tried many times to contact you in recent years, but she never answered.
It was very tough for her, too. She preferred to make a clean break from the past, concentrating on me and her job. Bonetown is a memory that still hurts a lot.
I understand.
Can I borrow a stamp?
Of course, as long as you use it responsibly. Even if they're dated back, they're the official stamps of Bonetown.
Thanks. I'll use them well.
Actually, when you're finished with your stuff, you can help me out with that stamp. I have a lot of paperwork to authenticate.
Gladly. See you later.
Come back whenever you want. You'll always find me here.
Thanks.
So let's take the stamp.
I might need one. I'll take the more worn one.
And let's leave. Let's go to the north drugstore. Let's enter. And let's talk to the pharmacist.
Can I have some candies?
Unfortunately, I have to say no. The ones you see in the shop are needed to complete the recipe I'm working on, as well as for my livelihood.
I noticed.
If you have some pocket change, there's a candy vending machine right outside the shop. You can take as much as you want. It's only 5 cents for a candy.
Thanks a lot. What are you working on exactly?
It's a recipe of my own concoction for a new non-alcoholic drink. As soon as I find all the ingredients, I'll patent it. I've written everything I need on this piece of paper I found in the back room. There's still some ingredients missing to complete the recipe. Then I'm sure my life will take a turn.
He has another
I can
part
say
of the map.
goodbye to Bonetown.
Can I help you somehow?
Let me think. Maybe there's something you could do. I need to go to the warehouse to get some things I couldn't find anywhere else in town. But I need a specific plant that grows here in these surroundings. It's a plant with white flowers that only grows in places exposed to the sun, but also with enough moisture.
No problem. I'll see if I can pick one up and bring it to you.
No. It's extremely delicate. Any contact with the acids in human skin could ruin its essence. You should use specific instruments to pick it up and carry it. If you're willing to give me a hand, I can provide you with all you need.
All right.
Very well. Help yourself to the container and the trowel near the door. Once you've identified the plant, use the trowel to put it in the container.
I figured as much.
Thanks. It will also take me a while to find what I need in the warehouse. We'll meet back here.
All right. Goodbye.
See you soon.
So let's take the tools.
When you find the plant with the white flowers, make sure to be as gentle as you can.
I'll do my best. The owner was clearly in a great hurry to leave.
So let's go through that door. Now we can't really do anything right now. We will use the 3D printer later on. So let's leave. Continue north. And let's enter the blacksmith.
Let's see if there's anyone here.
There are some things we can take. Take the matchbox.
They could always come in handy.
And the tongs.
Better take them with me. You never know.
And we can also take the hammer. And we can't do anything right now
Don't
here,
know how,
so
but it could be useful.
let's follow the road. That is the Armory. There is another piece of the map here. Let's take the scissors.
Sorry, can I take these scissors?
It seems to me it's the only thing suitable for you in this shop. Round edges for greater security. Go ahead and take them. And don't forget to advertise Roger's Weapons Shop.
Thank you.
Now let's look at the gun here.
A gun from the 18th century. There's also a little inscription, J. Roger. I could be wrong, but I think it's John Rogers' gun, one of Kid's crew. I need to get hold of it.
So another piece of the map. Let's try to take it.
The engraving says J. Roger. Let's try to see if there's something that might be useful to my research. Oops, I better put everything back as it was. Sorry, my mistake.
Careful, boy. I don't like to repeat myself, so I'll tell you only once. It's not wise taking something without permission in a shop that sells weapons.
Thanks for the advice. This alarm is a problem. I have to find a way to avoid activating it.
So we'll do that later. Let's exit. And through that alleyway. Let's look at the booth.
It's a souvenir photo booth and some posters belonging to the Lafitte Park. There's also a super promotion. 1 shot, 3 posters. Interesting.
So let's use it.
Let's try and hope it still works.
And take some photos.
There's a super promotion. With a single shot, you'll see yourself in your current form, in the guise of a pirate, and, brand new option, in the guise of a drunk pirate. All offered by the Lafitte Amusement Park. The things you do to attract customers. Woo! I better go out and recover the posters. I'm curious to admire the different versions of myself.
So let's take them. So now,
Great, 3 posters of me.
let's use the scissors on this poster.
It could be a good idea. Now I have a nice pair of cardboard eyes.
We can use it for in the restaurant, so that we can be the chosen one. Pirate Willy poster, so it's us.
I wouldn't say I'm exactly photogenic, but the flash didn't exactly help either.
So let's use the Tom Raley stickers on those.
It could be a good idea. Now it seems that the wanted man is Tom Raley. A resemblance to me is remarkable.
And let's make it official.
Let's give a touch of authenticity to this poster. Now it seems that it was issued by a town hall department. The stamp has done its duty. I don't need it anymore.
We will use it later in the museum. Let's go to the park. There's a shiny object over here. Let's use the tongs.
Maybe now they will come in handy. Got it. It's not a chimney. It looks more like a roll with a series of engravings on it. I don't think I still need these bulky tongs.
Let's look at it.
It's a roll used to make an instrument play automatically. In this case, I believe it's a piano. There's a signature and a date. April 24th, 1712. Walter Fly. If it really works, Fly would be a genius.
So I think, I think Fly was another crew member. Walter Fly. And let's see the poster over here.
It's the poster used to sponsor the carousel next door. Come to measure your strength. Make the bell ring. Only Rock Lafitte, the strongest man in the world, has done it. Rock Lafitte. It seems to me that
another
he was on
crew
the list
member.
my father left me. I gather he was the onboard carpenter. Once in Bonetown, he was the only one who had the technical knowledge to build an amusement park from scratch. Life aboard the ship must have trained him a lot. I can believe he was the only one to make the bell ring. You surely need a considerable amount of strength.
And let's leave. Let's follow this road. Now there is a nest here and the seagull. We cannot touch anything. Let's go to the lighthouse. And check this plate over here.
1699. The light will guide you. I guess it's praise for the job this lighthouse had to do. I wonder how many ships it helped dock safely. There's also a list of things to do. 1. Start. 2. Steer. It doesn't seem difficult.
So let's open it and use the matchbox.
I think this is the best possible way to use these matches. Once you used a certain kind of oil to light a fire. From the condition of the lighthouse, I'd say it's very likely there's still some left. I'm not risking burning anything, and I'm isolated from other houses. Great, but it's better to close the opening, or I'll risk that flame burning out. Good job.
So we can't do anything right now, but the lighthouse is ready. So let's leave. And let's enter this door over here. Look at the sign.
Really flashy.
Let's take the tuning fork.
A tuning fork can always come in handy. Excuse me, can I take that tuning fork?
Sure. It's available to customers to find harmony.
Thanks.
And let's talk to him.
Hello.
Hello, dude. Peace be with you. May I help you somehow?
I like the selection of instruments in this shop.
Thanks, dude. It took years to stock up so much choice, to test every single instrument to make it harmoniously perfect.
As in an orchestra where everything must be perfect?
No, dude. No. I'm talking about harmony, with a capital H. Each instrument has a sound that connects your inner self with the motion of the universe, making you a part of the whole.
And did you find the formula for this harmony?
Dude, for more than 50 years, I've experienced things that link me with the harmony of the universe. But the path is still long, and there's still a lot to try.
That's not hard to believe. I'd be curious to know what kind of experiments you conducted.
Better not ask certain things, dude.
In this case, I agree. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So let's enter this back room.
Hey, there are other musical instruments here too, but these seem to be more ancient.
Property of the Fly family. Let's look at the note.
Don't touch. Property of the Fly family.
He was another member of the crew. Let's look at the piano.
It seems antique. Very antique. There's an inscription. Walter Fly, 1712. Walter Fly is the same name that my father wrote in his letter found in the library.
So let's use the roll with engravings on the piano.
The roll should go here. What was that? There is a hideout in the wall. The opening mechanism seems to have activated with the sound of the instrument.
So a hideout, let's click it.
The opening is too narrow. I can't even see what's inside.
Okay, so we need to open it more. Let's look at the triangle.
A musical triangle. There's a plate here too. Property of Walter Fly.
And we can use a tuning fork.
It should work. Another noise. The hideout opened a little bit more.
But it's not ready yet. Let's take the bow over here.
It's a bow, but it's so old that the strings are worn out. I'll take it with me. If I can find a way to replace the strings, I can use the cello.
And the cello is the last instrument we need to use in order to get the other piece of the map. Now let's leave. And let's go to the right. Let's take the pebbles here.
A few pumice stone pebbles could come in handy. They're light but resistant.
And let's go to the left, which is the cemetery. We'll look at the flowers.
White flowers. Maybe this is the only place they will grow. The place is sunny and damp at the same time. These are just the conditions the pharmacist described. I think these are just the flowers he's looking for.
And let's use the trowel and container for the
I
flowers.
hope they grew spontaneously.
And let's leave. We can't do anything here. And go up. And we reach the church. Let's try to talk to the blacksmith over here.
Hello.
Hi, do you need something?
He seems very busy.
Good boy. I can see you're very perceptive.
Let's say it's one of my numerous gifts, in addition to...
I'll stop you right there. I already said you're very perceptive and you noticed that I'm very busy. What does that tell you?
That you need my help?
Absolutely. Here's what I need now. Could you please talk to me as little as possible, at least until I'm finished with this job?
Is it a long job?
You have no idea.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So he won't talk to us. And before we enter the church, let's look at the engine over here.
It's an old engine, but there's no gasoline.
Let's enter the church. There's a camera over here. Let's
Maybe
take
it could come in handy.
And look at this left window over here.
Interesting. Seeing such a huge ship represented on a big stained glass window is not something you see every day. I wonder from which religious source the master glassmaker took inspiration. It's accurate in every detail. Actually, now that I'm looking at it carefully, on one of the sails there are even some micro-inscriptions. It's a shame I can't get any closer. Interesting. It's a shame.
So that's another piece of the map hidden here. Let's talk to the Reverend.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, son.
I was admiring the beauty of this church.
You're right. It's a real piece of art. It dates back a few centuries and is all thanks to an ancestor of mine. After he traveled across the ocean, he settled here in Bonetown. Seeing the condition of the village, he wanted to build a place of comfort for wayward souls at all costs.
What was the name of your ancestor?
Edward Drake, the first minister of the Bonetown community, upstanding guide of Bonetown's people, unblemished pastor of the community.
Yes, Father, I think I understand.
This calling has been handed down from one generation to another, right up to today.
So, Edward Drake, he was another one of the crew
Can you tell
members.
me anything more about Edward Drake?
My ancestor, first minister of the Bonetown community, upstanding guide of the Bonetown's people, unblemished pastor of the community.
Yes, that one.
Before coming here to Bonetown, It is said he was a skilled glassmaker. All the stained glass windows of the church are his handiwork, created by his powerful hand, fused with the sacred fire of faith, designed with the ecstasy of supreme adoration.
Yes, really beautiful.
Yes, son. Every time I look at them, the fervor of the Drakes ignites within me once again.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, son.
So folks, this is it for this episode. Now we have all the information about the location of the map pieces, and in the next episode we will just go and retrieve them one by one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon. Have a great day.